Working night shifts at a hotel isn't scary until the phones start ringing from rooms that don't exist. My name's Ryan. I've been working at the Maplewood Inn for almost a year. It's a quiet little roadside hotel, the kind that looks peaceful in the day, but something about it feels off once the sun goes down. Maybe it's the empty parking lot. Maybe it's the silence that hits you after midnight, when you realize you're the only one awake in the entire building. That night, the night I decided to quit, it was just after 1 a.m. The snow outside was falling in slow, heavy flakes, and the heater in the lobby was making that soft humming sound that usually calmed me. I was half asleep at the reception desk when the phone rang. It startled me so bad I almost dropped my coffee. I picked up. "Maplewood Inn, reception speaking." Nothing, just a faint crackle. Then, a whisper. "There's someone in my room." I sat up. "Which room, sir?" "Room 203. My heart slowed down a little. 203 was on the second floor. A quiet guest. Checked in earlier that day. I remembered because he never gave me his ID, just cash, and walked away before I could say anything. "All right, sir. Please stay calm. I'll send someone to check." "No," he interrupted. His voice trembled. "He's inside right now." And then the line went dead. I called the security guard, but of course he was asleep in the basement. So, like an idiot, I decided to check it myself. As I climbed the stairs, the sound of the heater faded behind me. The upper hallway was dead silent, except for the creak of my shoes against the old carpet. The lights were dim and flickering, casting long shadows across the numbered doors. I reached room 203 and knocked softly. "Sir, it's Ryan from reception. You called about someone in your room?" No response. I knocked again. Still nothing. So I pulled out the master key, slid it in, and slowly turned the knob. The door creaked open. The room was empty, completely still. The bed was perfectly made, the lamp still on, the window slightly open, snowflakes drifting inside like white dust. No bags, no clothes, no sign of a guest ever being there. I looked around in confusion, even checked the bathroom and under the bed. Nothing. But when I looked at the phone on the bedside table, I froze. The red light was blinking. Someone had just called the front desk from inside that room. I went back downstairs, trying to convince myself that maybe it was some system glitch. Maybe someone else picked up an old line or something. But before I could sit down again, the phone rang a second time. I answered, trying not to sound shaken. "Maplewood Inn, reception speaking." "You shouldn't have come up here." It was the same voice. "You shouldn't have opened the door." I stood there frozen, phone trembling against my ear. "What are you talking about?" The voice let out a shaky laugh. "Now he knows you're here." Click. The line went dead again. For a moment, the silence in the lobby felt heavier than before. My reflection stared back at me from the darkened window, pale, wide-eyed, breathing fast. Then I heard footsteps from the hallway upstairs, slow, uneven, like someone dragging their feet across the carpet. I grabbed the flashlight and climbed the stairs again, heart pounding. The hallway was even darker now, only one light flickering near the end. "Hello?" I called out. "Who's there?" The sound stopped, and then came another sound, a soft, rhythmic tapping coming from room 203. I ran out of the room and back downstairs, nearly tripping over my own feet. The phone on the front desk started ringing again, shrill and endless. I didn't touch it, I just stared. But then the display on the small caller ID screen flickered. Room 203. It kept ringing, over and over. I finally picked up, my hands trembling. But this time no one spoke. There was just static. And then underneath the static, a faint sound, like heavy breathing, followed by a whisper right next to my ear. "I'm downstairs now." I hesitated for a second before slowly approaching. The door was half open now. I swear I'd closed it before. I pushed it open with trembling fingers, and the smell hit me first. Something metallic, cold. The light from my flashlight fell across the bed, and I felt my throat close. There were handprints on the bedsheet, dark red, as if someone had been sitting there, waiting. And on the window glass, in the faint frost, there were words scratched by a fingertip. "Don't answer the call." I dropped the phone. The lights in the lobby flickered once, then died completely. For a second I stood there in complete darkness. The only sound was the snowstorm outside, and my heartbeat echoing in my ears. And then, just for a moment, I saw him, standing behind the front glass door. A tall, pale figure, face hidden by the dark. He didn't move. He just stood there. And as the lightning flashed across the parking lot, I saw his reflection in the window. There was another one, standing right behind me. I quit the next morning. They said room 203 had been closed for over 3 years, ever since a guest hung himself there one winter night. The same night, the staff claimed, that the phone system began receiving random late-night calls, always from room 203.